Good day and welcome back to my channel. Next installment on the Black Pearl. Haven't gotten too far, but I've got some decisions made. So I mentioned in the last video that I was looking at what I needed to do to be able to work on the gun deck, and that if I actually follow the instructions of this, that I would pretty much cover up the gun deck before I got a chance to do anything with it. So what I've done is I've kind of jumped around a little bit, and I've followed a few the procedures that some folks I know do to actually highlight steps they've done. And so I've kind of gone and done things a little bit out of order, but I've highlighted the pieces I have done so that I can come back to and finish it. So essentially what I've done, where we are, I also found that by putting the stand together, it gave me something to work from. So I did that. So this step right here, all I did was put the two stand pieces on. I didn't put any of the decoration on or detail it up, but it gave me what I needed so I could work on the ship, right? So what I've done is I did step 4, where I put the bottom part of the hull together and the two supports. I also came in and put in this back piece here, right? This piece goes in interestingly. It actually slots inside. Now there's going to need to be some fill here, and I did notice that the bottom hull goes together well, but I did need to press it together. That comes into play here when these drop in. Other than that, it fits well. I'm not used to a ship, something this large, that seam actually coming together that well, but it really did go together quite well. So I did that piece, right? I did this and this. And then what I had done is I did part H10 to part C5 to part H4. So that would be this part, and this part. I put them together. Then I dropped them in to the hull. So once that was in the hull, and again, like I said, I did put a couple of rubber bands here and here once I'd done that so that it affixed close to that. Then I went ahead and did part Charlie 6 and H11. So this part and this part. Put those together, put those in. And I did find that even though I trimmed that up, getting that to fit into there was a little hairy. It was a little snug. Got it to go. I also noticed that if you look at this, you're going to see that this kind of comes out. So this part that's going to come here, and I believe it's this guy right here, right? It's going to go in and then have to bow out, but that's following the curve of that. So we expect that. So I did that part. Then I came back and I dropped in part C4. So I've dropped in this guy here. And I thought it actually would made up to this, but it didn't. It does have little braces there to put it at the right angle. I also mentioned at one point that there's a bow to this platform, and it is intentional. So if I look at all of these parts, these actually do curve that way and they do curve this way. So it's intentional, which is cool, right? So it's a minor detail. It's really subtle. You can see that there. And this is the gun deck, which is something you wouldn't even see, but I expected that will be mirrored by the top deck when we get to it. So what I've done now is I've gotten that far done. So I've done those parts, these parts, that, this, and this. Right, so I've dropped that in here and did this. So I still have to go and put the top deck, the ladder, and all those pieces, as well as this door. Where's the door? There's a door here. One of these gets the door. I saw it. So it's in here. Door gets put on. I saw the piece where that door went on. Anyway, there's a door here. That door goes in somewhere, and there it is. I mean, I knew I saw it. So that door goes on. I'm gonna have to go back and do that yet too. So with that done, now what I have is I have the framework. I have the gun deck laid out, and it's Now I have to go back. You can tell the glue got on my finger and did that. So I'll go back and touch that up. So I can now detail the gun deck, which means step 6, need the guns, detail the gun deck. So there are 4 of these sprues that are the guns. And so you have the barrels, the breeches, or the barrels, the muzzles, and then all the parts of the truck, right? So the actual carriage is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pieces for the carriage, and then 2 pieces for the gun. So you have all of these guns to do. You have 32 of them. So this is next up. I did go back and I gave this sort of a brownish base. There will be multiple washes to give it more of a wood look and feel and worn and blah, 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 right? But I figured that would be a good base color for me to work from to get that done. Yes, I did overspray on the barrels, but you know what? Those can come. I found, or my thought was, it was easier to paint, to use the air gun and spray the carriages before putting them together and get all those pieces done. So then I can glue it together and then detail the carriage, because the cannon just drops on. So, and then painting, once the carriage pieces are off, right? So I'll have all the carriage pieces cut off the sprue. I can then go back and hit the cannon barrels with the color that I want to hit those with. I'm thinking black. There's going to be a lot of black on this thing. So I may go to more of a dark gray highlighted with some, maybe some silver touch to give it a bit of a metallic look. So we'll see. I got to play with that and come up with an idea. I think I also might go back and look at pictures of the Pro, because I'm pretty sure they're painted black. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But I want to give it that, possibly even a gloss or a slightly gloss look might give it the metallic look I'm looking for. So like a non-metallic metal paint job. But that's 32 of these guys. So that's 8 per sprue times 4 sprues. So that's what's next for me to do. So once I do these guys and I get the cannons done, right? And I really only need enough to do the gun deck, but I figure while I'm doing it, I might as well do them all. Get the cannons done, get them tossed into a bucket, and then pull them out later for when I need them. And then figure out what all is visible and that I care about for detail wise. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't need too much detail in here. And it really, really matters on how crazy I want to get, right? Just how nuts do I want to go. This here. So this is something I noticed, right? So this is your, you can see this here, and it's here. That's the cover for the hole in the thing that goes down to the hold of the ship. Now the hold of the ship is low. It's all the way down. There's no corresponding cover here. There should be. So on each ship, if you've got this hole that you'd lower cargo down to into the hold of the ship, you need to get all the way to the bottom of the hold so you can haul things up and down rather than get it down on the gun deck and then walk it down on stairs. There's also no stairs anywhere here to go lower. So your deck is bare. And again, do I care? If I look at what I'm looking at here, the only visibility I have is what I have around here, and then what I can see through these. So there's the hole in this part of the deck, right? Which will be covered by that, which will then go into darkness. So I really I don't need to drill a hole and do anything. All I really need to do is sort of duplicate this, right? Were there stairs that went underneath these stairs. So this set of stairs. So this set of stairs, right, comes down. So what went down further? Did the, right? So with these stairs, the stairs go down like this, right? And they come down, they mate here. Now, how do you get below? Was there another set behind it that went down? And if there was, then you'll see that through that looking down. So that's the other piece I need to figure out is, do I want to and do I care about duplicating? I guess it would be, what do the stairs look like? I guess the stairs are sort of like, where's a good angle? Yeah, there's the angle. So that's the angle of the stairs. So if that's what the stairs look like there, do I want to? So that I could do, right? So that's something I could make a duplicate of and sort of hack together another set of stairs. I don't really need to show anything underneath it other than just the hint of that, or maybe just make a door to cover it. I don't know. That's research time. So it's a research thing to do, but that I think is the amount of level of detail I'm going to go through. I could do all of the rigging for the guns, all the cannons, each cannon on a gun deck and each cannon above has rigging that when the cannon fires, it, the recoil drives the cannon back, but it catches on the ropes, and those same ropes are then used to, quote, run out the guns. That's where the phrase comes from. You pull those ropes, the cannons are run forward. That puts them all the way forward to that retaining limit. So again, when they fire, they recoil back just the length of that binding. So every one of these cannons should have some kind of rigging around them. No, no, I'm not going to do that because I'm pretty sure that looking through these holes, I'm not going to see that. So I think I'm not going to go that far. And that's probably, yeah, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. I don't think that's necessary. Now the cannons on top, the cannons on the top deck, those will need it because that is visible, right? Yeah, I mean, it's blatant. And I'm not sure, I haven't looked. So let's do that real quick. When we look at the cannons going on to the top, right? So these are the rigging. So these actually have, the top cannons have molded, have that rigging molded to them, or they have plastic molded rigging. I guess that's what these guys are. So actually, now that I think about it, there's rigging, I guess, set for all of them. So I actually may not. So that's interesting, right? So I need to look and see if they have just enough for the cannons up top. I'll need to count. Or do they have enough for all of them? I'm guessing they only have just enough for the ones up top because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so looks like there's just enough for the ones up top. So they do have rigging for the ones up top, and that it's molded so that we'll be able to do that. So that's nice. Well, there we go. See, look at that. We discovered something together. Anyway, so here we are. This is as far as I have gotten on the Black Pearl. And yes, this project is taking a long time. I'm going very, very, very slowly. Partly because my life is crazy busy, and I'm also really taking my time on this one. I'm actually doing some research on chips, and I'm doing some learning, and I would like to make this thing look kind of the way I want it to. I'm thinking also ahead because I am going to put lights in the captain's cabin and in the lanterns, but that's further down the pipe. The lighting will go in here. But with that said, I'm really, really enjoying this kit. So far, everything I've had to do with it, every assembly piece has been straightforward. Like getting these things to slot in is, I'll dry fit it. So dry fit it, do the dry fitting, and it fits like a dream. So far, I'm incredibly happy with the model. And I'm hoping that I can do the thing justice. So with that said, I've waffled on now for a good bit. That is the next, I guess, next installment of assembling the Black Pearl. When I come back after the next break, there will be cannons, and we'll move on from there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope this is useful, enjoyable, and otherwise entertaining. And until next time, happy modeling.